Yeah, we got our Jolly Roger up here on the front. That's how you know it's Lenscap coming at you. Ahoy, salty dogs! Lenscap here, and today we're playing StarMade on the Star Squadron server. This is episode number 4, and guys, I'm so excited for today's episode. We've got some awesome stuff we're gonna accomplish today. In the last episode, we got this awesome Zeppelin blimp thing from Drakkart. Thank you very much, Drakkart. And we definitely used that to... we took out a pirate ship in Isenth, and with the loot from the Isenth, I was able to raise enough money to complete the ship I wanted to build. I ended up with about 6 million credits. I'm down to about 2.5, 3 million now, so we used about half of it so far. But if we look at this blueprint for the Lancer, I've only got a few more things I need to get. You know, a couple hundred cannon barrels, some shield caps, some jump drive modules, and my salvage module. So hopefully we can afford all these things with this 3 million credits that I have. So that's what we're going to do. We want to get that ship in action today so we can take a look at it. By the way, I noticed it in the background of my last video, and I want to apologize for the loud construction that's happening in the background, if you guys can hear that. I want to apologize if you can't hear it anyway, but yeah, my neighbors are like I live in an apartment complex, and they're building like a new kind of building nearby, and it's super loud and really inconvenient, but whatever. I mean, you know, development is always good, right? Okay, so there is a shop right here that's nearby. That should... I think this is like a cheater shop that has a crap load of everything, which is fine. I mean, whatever. As long as we earn the money legitimately, it saves us from having to fly from shop to buy all the things we need. So I'm definitely okay with that. We're just going to go here and purchase the items that we are lacking for our ship. Here's the shop. And then we can spawn in the Lancer. I'll give you guys a little tour of it and kind of show off some of the features and stuff. And, you know, we'll give it a test ride as well. This is going to be a pretty cool ship. I hope you like it as much as I do. I did spend quite a while developing this thing. So, let's see. What do we need? Let's open our shop menu and info on this. First, we need 1475 salvage modules. So, I've already searched for it. I wanted to make sure this shop was going to have enough. So, we need 1475 of those. Okay. We need 936 jump drive modules. So, let's do that. Jump drive modules. How many do we need? 936, is that right? Info 936, yeah. Buy amount, 936, okay. We need 1107 power things. So let's search for power. Okay, let's search for cap pass. Here we go. And we needed how many? 1107. 1107. Okay, yeah. No problem. We're going to have enough for this. No sweat. And then the last thing we need are these cannon barrels. I'm going to have to do a little bit of math here real quick. Let me pull up the calculator because I am terrible at math. We've got 1573 is the total that we need, but we already have 702, so that leaves us with 871 cannon barrels that we still need. Cannon. So we need 871. Okay, and we just barely had enough for everything. But as long as we had enough. So let's see, how do we want to do this? I don't want to just leave the space bike floating somewhere, but I definitely can't spawn this ship on the planet. It's going to be too big, so I want to keep the space bike though. Maybe we do this. Let's catalog, let's save blueprint of entered structure. We're gonna call it cap. space bike. Okay. And then cap. Yeah, there we go. Cap space bike. So now we definitely still have our ship. So we'll go into build mode and dismantle this thing. And we'll just make sure... Oh, before we do that, actually, let's do this. Info, add all. Okay. Now we should have everything. We have everything that we need to spawn that ship in. Okay, now we can dismantle this. And I'm thinking what we'll do is, because I really like the space bike, is let's see if we have enough. Oh, we ended up with an extra jump drive module. Okay, whatever. I think we have enough room to keep our space bike in our pocket here. So let's see. We ended up with extra caps too. I'm not sure how that happened. Ship core, gray hull. We had the rail docker, the white paint, and the power reactor. Look, it's perfect. So now we can keep that in our pocket, so to speak. And we've always got that space bike on us. The rod lights, right. Well, we'll just have to keep that with our loot, I guess. Whatever. Let's spawn in our ship here. So I'm so stoked to get a look at this thing. Let's do info and spawn. We're going to call this Cap Lancer. We're just going to call it Cap Lancer. Okay. Oh, man, there it is. Look at that engine. I went with a single engine. Whatever, we'll tour it in a second. Let's find our way in. Yeah, look at this thing. Oh, it's so cool. Okay, we're going to hop in build mode for the tour. Let's climb in. We'll step down in gravity. Walk through. I'm going to turn my faction module on. Enter faction signature. So now we're factioned. Looks like I saved it with this airlock open. I don't have fancy automated airlocks in this because it's pretty compact. My ship doesn't really have the option for that. Okay, let's make sure that all of the modules are synced up properly. Yeah, it looks like they are. On this side, here's a cannon. This should be a beam. Yep. Alright, now let's hop in and see what she can do. So we've got a nice little captain's chair here. Let's explore the interior first. Let's tour the interior and then we'll hop in. So here's our cockpit, of course. It's a little bit kind of protected a little bit there. I did use mostly standard armor for the exterior of it. This ship kind of has a story behind it a little bit. I mean, there's not much of a story, but just as a thought, I figured we would say that this ship is like a derelict mining ship that I found somewhere or commandeered or something, and kind of retrofitted or refitted with some combat capabilities. So it's got shields, it's got cannons. It has turret ports, but no turrets. I haven't designed the turrets yet for it. I wanted to get it on the server as quickly as possible first so I could use it, and then we design the turrets. So anyway, so we've got a cockpit, we've got a little room with some computers. It's very bare, very basic. The idea is that it's a utilitarian kind of ship. So it's pretty empty and you know, and basic. If we go back here, there's a little bit of a crew quarters. We've got a little bed, which you can sleep on. So here we are, laying on the bed. Let's see if we do this. It's kind of like that. Yeah. So anyway, and then you can hop out and activate this gravity, and you're back in normal gravity. I got some storage chests down here, just some extra storage. This is made to be like a refrigerator. Here's some burners for like a stove. Got a medical cabinet, my faction module, yada yada. There's a shower bathroom area. This is supposed to be water, like a spigot or something. So there's like a shower in here. Everything that one pilot needs or one astronaut needs to remain in space for an extended journey. There is a salvage cannon, a very powerful salvage cannon, linked up to cannons. So I've got my infinite salvager that I've been wanting for several episodes now. There is a beam. There's a beam with hooked up to 100% cannons and 100% stop. So if we bump into an asteroid, we can still stop it. Radar jammer, jump drive, all that stuff. Let's hop in and look at the ship. So here we are in build mode, and this is our ship from the side. So I think it looks really cool. I used the new jump inhibitors. It was more of a stylistic choice at first, just because they look cool and they match kind of the coloring of the ship with the orange, and the animation looks awesome. And then I decided, what the hey, I've got so many jump inhibitors, I may as well make it functional. And then I was like, well, if I got jump inhibitors and no combat capabilities, that's kind of ridiculous. So I made sure that I could shoot some guns as well. Yeah, we got our Jolly Roger up here on the front. That's how you know it's Lenscap coming at you. We got kind of like an antenna array thing going right here. And I did use regular hull here. So, but that's fine. Antennas, not that crucial. I have another antenna kind of cluster here as well. I like the details. I like the design of it. There's a little bit of ribbing here, kind of like a heat sink, as well as on the engine. Kind of like a heat sink. And there's some, ribbing all over the place. These orange kind of power cables and whatnot. The capsule, this is kind of like a this is the environmental area, and the rest is basically like engine and gun. That's it. And it kind of sits in here. There's some orange in here. Don't look, though. It's kind of a mess under there. It was hard to get that looking good, but the idea was just so you got that little peak of orange there for color. I did go with a single engine. A lot of people like to put many, many engines on the back of their ship, but I thought a single engine for this would be pretty cool. So my engine is there. It looks bright. It looks hot. It looks powerful. I like that. If we fly in here, this engine is... I like the way I did this. Maybe other people do engines like this, but I certainly haven't seen it. My engine is made of ice with a space behind it, and then red and white lights surrounding the area around, which I think I noticed... some weird... Yeah, there's a light missing, but it's designed because it needs this. Okay, that's fine. But I think it looks pretty cool with the red and white lights. So we've got like our blue kind of intake. I guess it's an intake. That's what we're going to call it. It's a hydrogen intake that fuels our engines as we pick up loose hydrogen particles as we're flying through space. Or some other crazy, sciencey, blah, 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 like that. I did put the USD. We tend to use the USD on the Star Squadron server here. So I've got USD with permission modules. So somebody can dock up to me if they need to. The only issue they might run into is that it's pretty cramped. So if their USD isn't like angled corners around the stuff, and it needs to extend at least 5 blocks probably for them to be able to actually connect to me. So, we may need an attachment or something, which if we have to, I'm willing to build an attachment, a USD attachment, maybe put it on the bottom. There's not really much detailing on the bottom. So that's something that I could maybe work on in the future, but I just wanted to get the ship released and on the server to fly around with. Let me know what you guys think of this ship, of the design of it. If you think I did a good job, let me know. If you think I did a terrible job, let me know that too. If you have any ideas for details or turrets, I need turrets still. I've got the docking ports, but I haven't designed or installed the turrets. Let me know that too. We'll show off the weapon systems here in a moment, and then maybe you can recommend what I should pair them with so that we get the most out of our turrets. Alright, so let's give the ship a test here. Let's look first. Let's hit T and look at our modules. We've got salvage computer linked with a cannon computer, so we've got infinite salvage. I'm just going to fire this off into space. Let's look at cameras first, actually. So we've got, this is our core. This is dock. This is a dock on one side. This is a dock on the other side. Here's our nose camera so that we can see the salvage beams, and this is the pull beam, the stop. So we've got that constant effect, and we've got one more drive computer, or one more drive camera. So this is cockpit camera, which is underneath my feet if I were sitting in the cockpit, of course, from the core. And then this one's a little bit higher, but it gives us a better view while we're driving. It's only a slight difference, but it is quite a difference when you're trying to travel through space. I do like my cockpit views in my ship, so that's definitely crucial for me. Okay, let's go back to T. We've got radar jammer, of course. We've got our rail dockers, our ship core. There's the jump inhibitor. I haven't tested it out against any other ships, which it's not on my dock. Which is fine. I don't guess it needs to be. That's going to be more of a combat thing. This is the left and this is the right. So I've already got those laid out in the right place. Yeah, and then our jump drive, if we look at the details on our jump drive, it is bigger than it needs to be. Not by much, but it is bigger than it needs to be, and the reason that is the case is because I actually built the jump drive before I installed a lot of the components, and I just kind of guessed, and I guessed pretty well, considering. So gripes about this ship, let's talk about gripes a little bit. It's a little bit slow to accelerate, but it's not too bad. I would like a little bit more acceleration than I have, but it still gets up to speed pretty quickly. So that's not bad. We have way more power generation and power capacity than you would think would be necessary for a salvager. But like I said, it has been refit for combat as well. So basically all you have to do is unlink this cannon. Which you do have to get into astronaut mode or build mode to do that. But you unlink the cannon computer from the salvage cannon. We have a massive cannon here. In fact, let's fly over to this asteroid and shoot it so we can test the cannon. And then maybe we'll test out the asteroid capabilities as well here. You know what? Let's do this instead. Let's find some pirates to fight. Let's do that. So I'm gonna look for a pirate ship. Maybe we can find a lone ship like we did with the Zeppelin, and we'll test combat capabilities on that thing. So here we are, well on our way into our journey. I set a waypoint here to a good mining place that I like to go to mine some rocks and stuff. Just charging up our jump drive here so we can make this last jump as we kind of progress towards our... What is that? Wait a minute. That looks like DSY colors. Oh, where'd it go? Okay. That was interesting. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and jump, and we'll make our way to the mining sector. All right, so we found exactly what we're looking for. We found there's a pirate nearby. I've got him targeted. I've got my jump drive charged up in case it becomes necessary, but I wanted to show you guys the salvage cannon. Check this out. Boom, let's don't focus. This thing is great. Check out how quickly it eats through these asteroids. This is a pretty big asteroid as well, and we're just devouring this thing for lunch. So delicious asteroids. We're gonna take out that pirate as well. We're gonna go find out where he is as soon as we got this thing toasted. We want to make sure that we complete, any asteroid we start mining. We don't want to leave a wreck for somebody else to come find and clean up, especially since we're in a system that belongs to someone else. So this beam though is pretty great, and I finally got my constant effect laser beam mining thing with the cannons hooked up. We are going to unhook the cannons for combat. That's how this ship is designed to be used, so the way the cannons are, the salvage cannons are laid out on this. Just to throw some insight at you guys, the way I like to do my salvage cannons. They are strings that aren't touching, 25 cannons long, and then they're two guns, one right behind the other, and they alternate. So that way every block gets hit. Every block inside the radius of this cannon gets hit by a beam in some way or another. And then in the alternating spaces, I basically have just regular cannons filling it in. Okay, let's hop into build mode here, and so we can unlink these and assign this to number 3. All right, let's go find this Isenth. It's relatively far away, but we're pretty quick. I don't want to turn on my radar jammer. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and turn on the jammer anyway. I wanted to try something out as well strategically to see if this will work. Because I do have that stop beam. I wanted to see if I can use it on this Isenth and hold him in place and then blast him with my giant cannon. So we're going to try that too. Hopefully that's going to work. I don't want to put too much combat in this episode. We did a lot of combat last episode, and it's going to run kind of long anyway. So we'll probably just try our tactics and then finish him off camera probably. But let's, here we go, approaching this guy. We can go ahead and shoot him. I don't think that hit. But you can see, if you look at my energy, man, that cannon takes a lot of power. So, yeah, 2 shots and power failure. We need to slow down and just be aware that that happens. Okay, so we're getting much closer, and we're still getting our shots. They're landing. We're doing a lot of damage to this cat really quickly. He doesn't seem to be moving at all. Oh, and there's another pirate over there. Okay, well, we may get into more fight than we expected. That guy definitely is moving, so that's okay. We'll take out Sitting Duck here. Actually, let's attack the other dude. We're going to try the stop beam on him. See if this is going to work. It's not super powerful, but... Oh, we got to make sure we're hitting him. Oh, yeah, it works. And we can blast him one good time. Oh, yeah. That totally is a viable strategy. Oh, wow, and it stopped him in his tracks. He is not moving at all now. That's kind of awesome. He's still shooting at us, but our cannon is so much more powerful than anything he's got. Oh yeah, the cluster fire is the way to go. And we're being shot at. There's another pirate, so that station is sending enemies after us, but nothing we can't handle here, so that's pretty awesome. Alright, I'd say combat test is successful of this ship. It's much more powerful than I was expecting it to be even. This is not nearly as much hassle as I thought it was going to be. So that's great. Okay, we're kind of getting swarmed by pirates here, so we want to keep an eye out. Anyway, guys, we're going to end the episode here. If things get hairy, I'll probably just run away. We do have a jump drive, and it's charged, so thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. Let me know what you think of my ship. If you like the ship, definitely let me know. If you don't like the ship, definitely let me know. If you can think of any improvements, I'd love to hear them. And also any ideas for the turrets that are going to go on the sides there. If you have an idea for what kind of guns I should put in them, or if you have turret designs you'd like to link to me, I'd be happy to check them out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you in the next one.